very true, man.
Mhm.
So we're gonna move on to Town Hall One Alpha. We gotta bring, our girl up here, man, who seems to get everybody riled up. Old Miss Nancy Gray.
Nancy. No,
We're gonna we're gonna get her up here. She did talk to the boys' lawyer, and I call them the boys, the white boys, because that's literally what they call them.
what
The
everybody been
boys.
calling them. The boys.
Even the attorneys say these are
The
boys.
boys. My boys. Our
So
boys.
we're gonna see what she had to say talking to these attorneys. I would tell you guys to really listen. I don't know if they're gonna say the same thing on here, uh, but here we go.
Into the Nolan Wells death bombshell. Joining us tonight, Nolan's friends' lawyers fight back. Who's telling the truth? They think they know, but do they? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. There's a big honking mark, subcutaneous, deep reddening tissue on his occipital. If I hit somebody in the back of the head, it'd be right there.
There was no indication that there was any kind of contusions on the hand, the arm, no kind of defensive event.
Back to Officer Tatum, star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Have the friends taken polygraphs?
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph. And from what was told to me, that they all passed. And all of the ones that took a polygraph took one without a lawyer. And they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a polygraph test.
Why do you say that's from what you understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and passed?
Yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying from my understanding. They told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lot of the test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lot of tests and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lot of test. It's not a traditional lot of test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is lying. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lot of tests. It's a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze if
so
people
then
were telling the truth or not.
Did they take a polygraph would be no. That is Officer Tatum from The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Joining us tonight are two very special guests. They are convinced of the friends. And when I say quotes, I don't mean they are or they're not friends, because I don't know. The young men on the Triton boat that took Nolan Wells to Horn Island. Many argue he was on the boat on the return when foul play occurred. Many argue he was not. In fact, the timeline has blown up because there are reports that Nolan Wells was seen on the island after the friend's boat left, which would exonerate them. Is that true? I don't know, and I'm trying to find out. For me, nobody's guilty and everybody's a suspect because we don't know the truth yet, but we will. Joining us tonight, Tyler Cox, the lawyer for several of the young men with the law firm Taylor and Cox, him being the Cox. Also with us, another veteran trial lawyer, Edward Pulsick, attorney for the boys as well. Actually, they're not boys. They're adults in the eyes of the law due to their age. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us tonight. My first question to clear up this matter, have your clients taken polygraphs? First to you, Tyler Cox.
Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test. And I can tell you why. Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to I'm not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Life 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraph tests. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed. And so, again, no lawyer worth of salt is going to tell his clients to take a polygraph test or anything like that.
I would like to corroborate part of what Tyler Cox just said. Any defense attorney, whether they're convinced, truly convinced their client is innocent or guilty, they're not going to allow a poly. I've never seen that. I've had a couple of lawyers, maybe 3, in all the years I practiced, all the people I put behind bars, consent before trial to a poly. 3. And they were all criminal cases that carried severe penalties. So what he's saying is true. Even if you think your client is innocent, very rarely will you see a defense lawyer say, sure, take a poly. However, I disagree with you regarding their admittance into court. Polygraphs are allowed in civil trials. O.J. Simpson, he flunked horribly. And if both sides stipulate to the polygraph's admittance before the polygraph is taken, it can come into a criminal trial. The reality is that never happens. That never happens.
Right. At the time that we first cooperated with police, the first very week, the days after, just 1 to 2 days after the disappearance of Nolan Wells, we're not thinking about a civil suit. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about how can we provide as much information to authorities so that they can find Nolan Wells. And it was not until after we
Go ahead.
So these are defense attorneys, right? They're being introduced as defense attorneys, right?
Yeah, like the one with the hat on is a defamation attorney.
Okay. So the other attorney, Cox, he's saying we. 2 days after this, we. Can you rewind it back just a little bit?
If both sides stipulate to the polygraph's admittance before the polygraph is taken, it can come into a criminal trial. The reality is that never happens. That never happens.
Right. At the time that we first cooperated with police, the first very week, the days after, just 1 to 2 days after the disappearance of Nolan Wells, we're not thinking about a civil suit. We're not thinking about that.
So
we're thinking about how can we provide as much information.
They knew they needed lawyers 2 days after the disappearance. They knew they needed lawyers then. Was it 2 days? Why?
Yeah.
They knew they needed lawyers that quickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what makes you think not? Because they were already being accused. You got to think about it. The night of the incident, the dad told you that the people were already coming to their house. They were already being accused before we knew what was going on, before we knew what story existed. They were already being accused. Who wouldn't lawyer up? You see what I mean?
Yeah. I'll just be catching different things here and there.
I don't like. Trust me.
I might
Like
catch stuff late, but
see, Ann said facts. Like think about it though. Like, and this is something again. Here on the town hall, I always try to get us to also see the lessons in these messes. We have to start taking on some of these characteristics of understanding how to get the system as well. Like, because they already knew. They knew the playbook.
because they had backup.
Yeah, they flipped the page.
They had somebody in their back pocket. They had the playbook in their back pocket.
They flipped the page 48. If a white person is with a black person and something happened, lawyer up. All right. That's why every black person need to be like a Fauci. Fifth Amendment. Plead the fifth. Don't say nothing. Don't ever speak. Get you an attorney, lawyer up. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm telling you.
To authorities so that they can find Nolan Wells. And it was not until after we spoke to officers and investigators that Nolan, unfortunately, his body was found on Horn Island, washed up. And it's unfortunate. And I hate that for Nolan because by all accounts, he was an incredible person. He was just truly remarkable in almost every sense of the word. But I mean, we're not thinking about a civil suit at that point in time. We're trying to help authorities find our friend who we can't find either.
Edward Polczyk joining us in addition to Tyler Cox, both of them veteran trial lawyers. He is with Taylor Dykema. Edward, how did you get involved in this case?
Well, I'd rather not talk about that. I can just tell you this. I can tell you that it was through a friend of a friend.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding me. Because when you tell me I'd rather not answer,
Well, I want to
That's
protect the
just
names. I wanna protect
igniting
the
me
name-
to find out how
Well,
you got
hold on.
involved in the
Well,
case.
Well, hold on. I can tell you a little bit more. I can tell you this. I can tell you a close friend who knows the Ocean Springs, Mississippi community very, very well, is from the area, connected me to a friend of his. And then I found myself speaking to Tyler here. And Tyler and I instantly became very close
Be
friends.
safe, too tight. Be safe,
We
bro.
both have blue pickup trucks, so now we're the Blues Brothers. We just became very close. We hit it off. Then I had the opportunity to speak to Warren, speak to Morgan, speak to Jax, and we hit it off.
Do y'all hear them? He talking like they homeboys.
Yeah.
Oh, we hit it off. We went to the country club. We hit it off.
Why
Like
does he keep looking away?
a perfect match because he's reading.
Also, and I immediately realized these are incredibly fine young men. I realized
Okay,
right
hold
away
on.
I wanted to help them out.
Ed, to you and Tyler, I'm not saying they have lied, and I'm not saying they haven't lied. I don't know. I have no reason to disbelieve your clients or to believe them. But you do know that people can look you right in the face and lie through your teeth, and you believe them. I've done it. I've had witnesses that I found out were lying to me, and it was a huge blow. I've had police officers. I worked a child trafficking case. My first child trafficking case. Worked it. I finally found the little girl. I went into a room full of sex workers. They went, she's in there. I'm like, there's no child in there. They went, she's the one in the white boots. She looked like she was 38 years old. She's 14. That said, we won the case. But fast forward about 10 months later, I was walking through the grand jury room and I saw these horrible federal court sketches. I'm like, oh my stars. Is that who I think it is? It was my vice cops. They had been stealing from dopers and they got indicted by the feds. And I had been out on the street with them every day for months trying to prove a child trafficking case. So just because somebody tells you the sky is blue does not mean the sky is blue. You do know that, right?
Well, I can tell you this: they were off Horn Island at 4:30 p.m. on July 4th, and Nolan Wells was seen alive.
Now we're getting somewhere. How can you prove that to me other than them telling you? I assume you've got GPS tracking and the call to see tape.
We have witnesses among other things, but I can also tell you this: they were off the island at 4:30 p.m. and Nolan Wells was seen alive by multiple people at 6 p.m. still on the island. And I'm sure Tyler would be happy to elaborate on that.
I'm telling you, Rain, somebody need to go talk to these girls, man.
Yeah. That's
For
what
real.
that's the
For-
missing
for-
piece that's
for
not
real.
in the public.
Yeah, for real,
These
for real.
girls.
I'm gonna move it back so y'all can, if y'all want to take a still shot of that time stream, because
Does not mean the sky is blue. You do know that, right?
Well, I can tell you this: they were off Horn Island at 4:30 p.m. on July 4th, and Nolan Wells was seen alive.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And-
How can
yeah,
you
and
prove
let
that to me other than them telling you? I assume you've got GPS tracking and the call to see tape.
We have witnesses among other things, but I can also tell you this: they were off the island at 4:30 p.m. and Nolan Wells was seen alive by multiple people.
and y'all listen to them, man. They talk a lot.
There it is, Penny, the GPS boat data right there. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, they talk a lot. I'm telling you, me and Rain, we've been covering a lot. These good old boys, they talk a lot.
Yeah.
They talk a lot. Like the cockiness, they talk a lot. Like, just listen to them. We got witnesses. We got that's why that grand jury is not going to be on the side of the Wells family. They're going to have more people who now all of a sudden can tell you where he was, when they last seen him. They're going to be able to tell you what milkshake he drunk. Like, I'm telling y'all.
The flavor of the beer and
The
everything.
flavor, yeah, like everything.
Or the type of beer and everything. Yeah.
Tell me. If y'all want to take a screenshot of that timestamps right there, 4:31 departed from Horn Island. The boat GPS traveled into Fort Bayou at 5:52. Returned to original departure dock at 6:06, and arrived at the Fort Bayou boat launch to be pulled out of the water at 7:19.
Mm.
They're creating their narrative right in front of us. Oh yeah, Clay, they gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
That's why they waiting on that grand jury. Shout out to Miss Little lady, she said, "Hey, just about to go to bed. Guess I found you." Oh, appreciate you. Hey, that doom strolling to get you. We appreciate you that you stopped in.
Stay until them eyes closed.
Yeah, stay until you fall asleep with the phone in your hand, your thumb burning. Little lady said they say when you talk with the side eyes, they lie. Yeah. He is looking over at that screen a bunch of times. Yeah. We appreciate all y'all tonight, man. Make sure y'all do the free stuff, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. And go over the conversation with Soft Rain and follow her as well. She put it back in there for me. Little Penny said girls, drugs, and alcohol, no phones, and hormones.
And hot sun.
Yeah. Penny said, but that's not the only boat though. Yeah, it's not.
Right.
He said they talking because they talk the more the pee in the pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Mr. Ink. He said there's some chatter about a new video proving that it was a fish holding cell on the boat is where they put Nolan so that's the boat about the surface.
So that's about the surface. So you saying that
I'll let you try to interpret that.
There's some chatter about a new video proving that it was a fish holding cell on the boat is where they put Nolan at. So that's about to surface.
Oh, so you're saying they put him where that you will hold your fish. Okay. Well, we'll definitely give you your credit when that comes out, Mr. Ink. We'll definitely give you that. She said, yes, sir. And said, I don't know how Nolan and his family even live there. These people even seem like fake friends. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna read you guys something in just a second when we get done with this segment right here. He said, hey, Granny. Mr. Ink has side eye. Y'all stupid. But we're gonna play a little bit more of this, and then I'm
at 6 p.m. still on the island. And I'm sure Tyler would be happy to elaborate on that. But this is a no doubt 100%.
Please tell me, Tyler.
Yes.
Because I don't believe any of these people, and I don't disbelieve any of these people. I want to hear about witnesses that spotted him alive after 4:30, because I believe I can confirm the boat left around 4:30. And I'm referring to the Triton. That's the boat they were on. There are a lot of boats. Let's see the video of all the boats out there. So when I say Triton, I'm talking about the boat Nolan was on the way to the island. There's a lot of boats out there and a lot of witnesses too. This is from the Officer Tatum. Okay. There are witnesses placing him there at 6. And I want to be very clear, gentlemen, that I'm not convinced he drowned just because somebody said so. Even if he did drown, that does not mean that there wasn't foul play. Why is that mark on the back of his head? Was he hit on the head and fell in the water? Was he held under the water? Was it an accident? I don't know. But I am very interested in witnesses that place him alive at 6 p.m. Please tell me, Tyler Cox.
So, Nancy, look, we have had multiple witnesses reach out to us, 2 confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island around 6 p.m. on July 4th, well after the Triton, as you said, left around 4:30. And so those witnesses have went to investigators, they've talked to the police, and they've done what they're supposed to do. We've cooperated 100%. So has
Where did they
those
see
witnesses.
him, Tyler Cox? Where did the witnesses see them? Do they know him well enough to make a positive ID? Hey, speaking of a positive ID, control room, please pull up a photo that we showed a couple of days ago. There are 2 or 3 women, white females, walking along the beach, as I recall, each clad in a bikini. There is one, I believe, a white male and one black male walking with them. That can you zoom in a little bit? That's not really helping me that much. For instance, did your witnesses know Nolan? Can they identify him? Because I'm looking right at this and I cannot identify if the male behind the female on the white, the female wearing a white hat, I can't tell if that's Nolan or not. It's a very blurry photo. I can't make it out. So do your witnesses know him? I mean, let me see my guess, please. Mr. Polczyk, Mr. Cox, I know the 2 of you. I don't see both of them. There they are. The 2 of you have tried a lot of cases, as have I. To get in or attack an eyewitness, and it's in the code, the official code of Mississippi annotated. There are prescribed methods under which you cross-examine an eyewitness. For instance, does the witness know the target? Was the lighting sufficient? How far away was the witness? What were the conditions of the eyewitness identification? Was the eyewitness inebriated or high or otherwise incapacitated? How far away were they? Do they wear glasses? It goes on and on and on. It's laid out in the code. Tell me about these witnesses. How do they know it was Nolan? Hey, control room, show me that picture of Nolan on the boat. He's bent over. All I can see are his legs and his behind. The only reason I think that's Nolan is because it matches his swimsuit. Did they see that? How can they identify Nolan? First to you, Tyler.
Well, I'm not sure if the witnesses saw that picture that you just put on screen, but I can confirm to you that these witnesses know Nolan. They've known him for a long time. They were able to make a positive ID. And they told that to investigators. They told them that from the very start.
Had they been drinking?
That I do not know.
How are they sure it was 6 o'clock? Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking the questions I would ask in court. How do they know it was 6 o'clock? Did they go, oh, there's Nolan Wells at 6 p.m.?
Well, I'm pretty sure, Nancy, they were aware of the time. I'm not sure if they were drinking or not, but they're the ones that came forward to police and investigators, and that's their story to tell. What I'm telling you is they made a positive ID on Nolan Wells around 6 o'clock, and they told that to investigators, all while our clients were off the island around 4:30. So we have positive identification on Nolan on the island an hour and a half after our clients left. So as you know, from your experience as a prosecutor, they can't do two things at once. They can't be on the island at 6 o'clock and be on the boat going off the island at 4:30. So that's where we are. Our clients have nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells. We don't know how he died. We want to know. Please tell us. Somebody. We want to know just as much as anyone else. Our clients loved Nolan Wells. They were brothers to Nolan Wells. I've still yet to hear one bad thing about Nolan Wells. He was a good Ocean Springs kid. Just as Chuck Bordee says all the time in the courtroom, these are good Ocean Springs people. So Nolan was a good Ocean Springs person too. They love Nolan. We want to know. Will someone
just stop right there,
tell us?
Tyler. Tyler, I've got 1 hour and nobody's running for miscongeniality. Let's just let it be noted, judicial notice. They were all good. Everybody's good. Okay. Tyler,
Yes.
the witnesses that came forward, here's something that would tend to corroborate them is if multiple witnesses said the same thing. Witnesses separated in time and space, witnesses that are not all friends, witnesses that are not good friends with your clients, that may have a reason to be fuzzy all the time. I'm not saying they are or that they're not. Here's my question to you. Are these witnesses friends of your clients?
I don't think they're friends, and they're not even the same age.
Okay. Next question. How many witnesses place him there on the island at 6-ish?
At least 2 that I know.
2. Do the witnesses know each other?
Yes.
Were they together that day?
Yes.
Have they had a chance to discuss their recollections with each other before they came to police?
Well, I'm sure they did. Nancy, look, they did what they were supposed to do, and they spoke to police officers. And you know as well as I do that if investigators or a DA's office had any sort of probable cause to make an arrest in a case like this, they would. They would have.
Or they may be gathering evidence to make sure they've got all the evidence that there is. I mean, I would wait until I had all the evidence, including a completed autopsy. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead. But regarding the body, regarding Nolan's body, we've heard all sorts of inflammatory things. But the one thing that, well, many things are very interesting and probative. For instance, why was Nolan's neck of so much interest to the original medical examiner that it was removed? His foot wasn't removed. His toe wasn't removed. His ear wasn't removed. Why his neck? The lungs and the neck were removed, which obviously Edward Pulsick touches on COD, cause of death. I understand why the medical examiner took his lungs. He had to run tests on them to determine, did he drown? Of course, all three of us know you can drown and there still be foul play. Somebody whacked you on the head. If somebody held you underwater, it could be any number of things, or it could be an innocent drowning. But why the throat? What was curious about the throat, Ed? Were there marks on the throat? Was there a ligature mark? Was there manual strangulation? Was there a compression? Were there bruises? Were there scratches? I don't know. Was a hyoid missing? I could go on, but I won't. Do either of you know what was of interest to the medical examiner in the removal of Nolan's throat?
I'll tell you this. Listen, we're not coroners. We're not medical examiners. We want to know what happened to him just as much as everyone else. Quite frankly, more. Because Nolan was their best friend. Warren, Morgan, Jax, Nolan was their best friend. We want to know what happened. We haven't examined Nolan's body. We're not scientists.
I just thought maybe you had been somehow told why they took his throat. Okay, that's a no. We don't know why they took his throat.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate.
Let me start with an open-ended question to you, gentlemen. I started with why haven't they taken polygraph? I want to hear what your clients are saying happened that day, because my interest is piqued because you stated a young lady, and I assume this is Katie, the mysterious Katie, who turns out not to be that mysterious.
I keep telling y'all, it's that girl, man. It's this girl, that girl, bro.
Nancy be asking the right questions too, don't she?
No, and Nancy be double talking. We already caught her too.
Well, yeah, she be double talking.
No, Nancy know what she's doing. She does know all the right questions, and they know not to try to play her because she has all the details. With that being said, I'm telling you, man, this girl knows something, man. This girl knows something. I'm telling y'all.
She gotta be. And I think the reason why she probably can't afford a lawyer. She probably can't afford a lawyer. Or she probably can't.
Rain, stop.
Huh?
Stop. She probably can't afford a lawyer. Y'all get lawyers for free.
I'm just saying, she might not.
She can afford a lawyer.
She might not have anybody in her back pocket the way the boys.
They've been able. No, for those who haven't watched Me and Rain on Wednesday, I told y'all this. If I was a betting man, they keep putting everybody who has nothing to do with the case in front of us.
Oh yeah.
Warren, Jax, Morgan came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They putting everybody in front of us on TV who has nothing to do with this case.
And we're tracing them in.
Yeah. It's probably Bart and Katie. Allegedly. Just in case Carl Cox is watching. Allegedly. You know what I mean? I'm telling y'all, the best place to hide is in plain sight. Usually the fool is looking you right in your face.
Oh.
Telling y'all, man. And think about this, y'all. Think about how powerful this is. We just played the parents' interview, right? The parents said they know their son would never stay back with a woman. They're already mentally convinced that can't even be far from the truth. So think about how easily Katie can walk around. It's far from the truth for everybody, except these people who already talked to her.
Yeah.
And you don't think she don't have to lawyer up. These white boys teaching her the game. Hey, just stick to your story. Grand jury coming up. We got you. You're just a witness right now. Keep running with it. Like, yeah. I'm telling you, man. Let's get some of these chats, man. It's crazy. I'm telling you.
Penny said, have they set a jury selection date yet? I don't think so.
No.
I think they're still gathering evidence.
Hey, Penny, hey guys, we don't even know if it's gonna go to a grand jury. I mean, to a trial. That's why they got to gather all this. We don't even know if it's gonna go to a trial. And what Me and Rain played a few days ago, these two young men said they looking at it as a drowning.
Yeah.
Like they literally said it out of their mouth. So
Michael, welcome in, Michael. He says somebody saw him right before it happened. Either way, he didn't stay for no reason.
Yeah.
And said, why are they not returning body parts? And is this normal practice now? This is why I don't want an autopsy unless it's absolutely necessary.
When we first covered it, Dr. Roger Mitchell out of DC did say it is normal practice.
Yeah.
Again, I think they still did a lot of things that could be considered normal practice, but they did it for certain reasons.
Yeah. Gun Show said, heck yeah, Nancy on point. She was asking questions. Little lady said, not yet, the girl and Bart.
Mm-hmm.
And Bart never did surface until that call.
Yep.
Penny said, Katie probably brought the party favors.
I'm telling you.
Ann said, yes, it's the girl.
I'm telling y'all.
Ann said, she must have been somebody else's girl. Little lady said, right, public defender who don't care unless they on a come up.
Yeah.
Mel, welcome back, Mel. We
Yeah,
appreciate
she
you
in
being
there.
here again. She said she has to be connected. She's the one that is a silent partner in all of this.
I'm telling you.
And said, right. I'm like, why are they arresting? Why are they arresting witnesses? Penny said, Rain, don't provide excuses for them. Little lady said, allegedly, we don't need no lawsuits.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I said. Allegedly.
Crump Django said, notice how they stopped talking about the call and now they're mainly on giving up the phone to distract everybody.
Oh yeah.
And
Welcome in too, Crump.
Yeah, welcome in, Crump. And said, Penny said, so no, allegedly you got them deep pockets. Little lady said, right, the boat your ride home, nobody would. Mel said, how many times parents say, I don't raise my kid like that just to be proven wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And said, right there may never be this. It's disgusting. Penny said, Katie trying to just get back to school with some money in her pockets. Clay said she is getting legal counsel, no doubt, and before the grand jury will be prudent.
I'm telling you. Because y'all know if a grand jury come in effect, you could say things secretly. They don't even got to disclose the information on who it was.
Yeah. Penny said they fought over Katie, and one of his so-called boys says she's for the streets. Little lady said the DEA want the phone basically without the parents there.
Yeah, but they already signed. Little lady, they signed a letter. The Wells family law team put out a letter on the 11th of August this week stating that they agreed to do a joint distraction of the phone. They just haven't handed over the phone yet. So it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Michael said separate them all and question them.
Yeah. So they store it tight now, Mike. They store it tight right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You gonna get the same thing out of them boys. They store it tight. They store it tight, man. So we're gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna move on to some other pressing information for y'all. We got a lot. We got like 3 stories for you guys. Won't take too much time, but we do want to show you guys some other things that are going on in the world that I think we need to keep close to our chest as well. In the midst of all this that's currently going on. So we're gonna play a little bit more of this. Don't forget, guys, the link is linked. The link is linked in the chat, pinned in the chat. So if you guys want to come up, say what you got to say. Again, this is a judgment-free zone. We're here to listen to people's opinions and thoughts. Just be respectful. If you can't be respectful, we'll put you back down. Don't worry.
Serious at all. Much was made of that. Now, one thing about Katie, originally, one or some of your clients said he was with some girl, we don't know her. Then it turned out they had been texting with her. So they did know her. There may be an innocent explanation for that or not. So explain to me, who were they talking about when they said he was with a girl, we don't know her? He had never met her before, but yet they were texting with Katie, the girl he had been with. I'll throw that to you, Tyler. Do you know the answer to that?
Sure. So they didn't know Katie, and they believe that Nolan didn't know Katie before that day. But you have to remember, once they started getting suspicious that Nolan wasn't with them anymore, they start asking themselves, okay, well, where's Nolan? They start texting everyone that they knew. Hey, have you seen Nolan? Do you know where Nolan is? Did he make it back home? All before they called Christine Wells that night, they start asking everybody. And so eventually they end up getting, through mutual friends, whoever, Katie's number. And so I believe it was maybe either Snapchat or text message. They got in communication with Katie? And Katie says, I don't know. We thought he was leaving with y'all. Well, I don't believe that's the case, obviously, because he did not leave with our boys. We don't know what happened to him, but that's Katie's statement. That's how they got a hold of Katie's numbers, because they're frantically trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
What's your take on it, Ed? Because I think he's saying they did know Katie. I couldn't tell if he said did or didn't. Did he say they all did know Katie?
No, they did not.
They didn't know Katie. All right. And they
Did not.
determined who she was. Okay.
Right.
Hey, hold on. Tyler, you stated your clients began to get suspicious, whereas Nolan. When did they get suspicious?
It was later that night. I believe it was around 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe even 11, that they start saying, oh, well, has anyone seen Nolan? Where's Nolan? Did he make it back home? Does anybody know? They start calling around, texting, asking everybody. And once they determined that no one had the answer about where Nolan was, that's when they called Christine Wells. And then they stay on the phone, my client, stay on the phone with Christine Wells for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Y'all know he ain't come home. His truck was at your house.
And then
Why
he
did it
tells her,
take
look,
so long to call?
I'm going to call the
if they
Coast
were so
Guard just to make
concerned?
What you say?
Why did they take so long to call if they were so concerned about where he was?
They probably thought he was getting some cooter at first.
sure. And he did. He stays on the phone with the Coast Guard for 21 minutes.
Okay. Ed Pulsick, also veteran trial lawyer. Ed, do you concur with that explanation of why they first said, I don't know her, we don't know her, he didn't know her, and then we find out that they had actually been texting with Katie? What's your understanding of that? Again, I had my favorite trial judge, Luke.
I'm going to tell y'all this too. Because Nancy be talking, and sometimes she might say stuff that it go over people's head. What if Nolan Phones has text messages to Katie? See, it's a lot that phone can be lukewarm. That phone could be good or bad. That phone can be something that you might not want to touch. And then also, if the mother has access to his phone, like his password, or was able to get in there, if they research the cloud and see that it was unlocked since the case, that's tampered evidence at that point. So it's a lot to this phone. Like it, you know what I mean? It's a lot to this phone, man. But if that phone got messages to Katie, and y'all see the good old boys already saying that they ain't know her.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Tell y'all, man.
I think the phone is key to a lot of things, though.
No, I think Katie key.
Little lady said they know Bart, his girl or ex. They knew Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Penny said they was plotting. Ann said right, and all of a sudden started noticing at the same time that he was gone. Come on. Michael said the girl could have been planted.
Mm.
Penny said Katie seemed to be in the middle of the phone tree.
Yeah. And women will set you up now. Y'all are alone.
Little lady said all a setup. They let Bart know he was talking to Katie.
I see what you're saying.
Ooh. Yeah. Ann said they should be able to get all the records from the phone company, but nobody's done that yet. I guess weird.
Go ahead and get you out. Let me go ahead and time you out. Okay, go ahead.
Little lady said, right, Ann thought that too. Penny said, Katie the plug. She for the streets. That's why they don't know her. Gunshow said, I wish it was something we could do.
We doing it right here. We're doing something a little different right here, Gun. We actually having a conversation.
Yeah.
We're not throwing out crazy assumptions. We're just having a conversation, and that's where it starts. I think we're doing something very important, and Kane said it even best. You just can't let it die. We can't forget about Nolan. Carmelo Anthony got his case starting next week. If you guys don't know, we are doing a series called Unfinished Business. We're talking about cases that have been done or had any of Ben Crump team located that still hasn't been solved yet to this day. We covered Tyreek Nichols and Deontay Wright last week. There's a lot of cases like this, guys, that we forget the people's name because it's no longer the big story. But Tyree Nichols' family 6 years later is still looking for justice. Like literally, the mom said it.
Yeah.
That she just wants justice. So I think the biggest thing we can do is just to keep these stories alive, even if it's touching only on a month-to-month basis. And then anything that's active, like the Carmelo Anthony case, just staying abreast to what's going on, to be
Yeah.
honest with y'all. So, but Gunn, I think we're doing a great job tonight just by look at this conversation we're having. It's no arguing, no bickering. It's just literally grown folks having a conversation.
Yeah. Mel said the game is afoot, as our old detective Sherlock Holmes would say.
Yeah.
Michael said, did they find fentanyl?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
They y'all excuse me and Rain. Y'all put any big words here, we might mess them up. We're gonna let y'all know from the start. Now, you put any big word, we'll mess it up. That we're still waiting on the toxicology report.
Mm-hmm.
The toxicology report. So
yeah. Crump said the only thing about Katie is that trips me out is the fact that she had her sister talking for her, and she has not once said anything, but supposedly she's working with the family. Penny said Bart know his ex-girl is Nolan's next girl. Oh.